This is day 17 of Advent of Cyber 2025, and this challenge is called CyberChef, Hoperation Save McSkidy. McSkidy is imprisoned in King Malher's Quantum Warren. So Breach Blocker III was put in charge of securing the fortress and implemented several access controls to prevent any escape. His defenses are worthy of his name. However, McSkidy managed to send a vital clue to his team using harmless bunny pictures. One message revealed that 5 locks needed to be disabled to secure an escape route. The locks can be broken by examining the logic and leveraging the system's built-in chat for the guards. They can be eluded in revealing vital details or even passwords. However, you will need to speak their language. The learning objectives are the introduction to encoding, decoding, learn how to use CyberChef, identify useful information in web applications through HTTP headers, and for this challenge we need both the target machine virtual machine and the attack box. Encoding and decoding. Coding is a method to transform data to ensure compatibility between different systems. It differs from encryption in purpose and process. So with encoding, the purpose is compatibility, usability, while encryption is security, confidentiality. Process for encoding is standardized, and then the process for encryption is algorithm plus key. Encoding should not be used for security, while encryption should. Encoding is fast, while encryption is slow. An example of encoding is base64, then example of encryption is TLS. CyberChef is also known as the Cyber Swiss Army Knife. Ready to cook some recipes? May as well open up in another tab, cyberchef.io. So there are 4 main areas. You have operations, which are a repository of diverse CyberChef capabilities. You have recipe, which allow you to fine-tune and change the operations area. You have input, which is where you provide the input for your recipe, and then output, which is the output of the recipe. So if we go to CyberChef, we have operations on the side here. We can then build up our recipe by dragging different operations into here. Then you'd put your input into here and you'll get your output here. So inspecting web pages. Besides the rendered content of web page, your browser usually receives and can show you additional information. For this challenge, you'll get the chance to have a deeper look at the information and put it to good use. To do this, depending on your browser, you can access the functionality as shown below. So in Chrome, you've got more tools, developer tools, Firefox, menu, more tools, web developer tools, and so on. Okay, so first lock, outer gate. If not ready, start the target machine, give it a few minutes to boot up, and then from the attack box, you can access the web app from the virtual machine IP address and port 8080. So McSkidy revealed some vital clues in his message. You have to leverage any useful piece of information in order to break the locks. Below are key points to look out for. So chat is base64 encoded. Try decoding this in CyberChef. This will be leveraged to extract useful information from the guards. Be aware that from lock 3 onwards, the guards will take a longer time to respond. So guard name. This logic will persist throughout the levels. Make sure to note down the guard's name for each level. And headers. Again, inspecting the page, but switching to the network tab this time. Make sure to refresh the page once after switching to this tab. Select the first response. So now that my attack box is started up, let me just load up the page. So I've opened the attack box in new tab to make it easier to work with. So go to outer gate, and we are on the level 1 and it wanted us to first grab this base64. Let's copy that, and from here we retrieve it. CyberChef, we do from base64. So put the base64 here. See all hail King Malher. The next step it wanted was username. This will decode to Cottontail, and password. Look at the level login logic and decode the guard reply. So if we go back to here, let's just submit and see what happens. So username decode to Cottontail. So I'm assuming it's saying this is the password. All hail King Malher. I need to copy this, paste that into here. We can paste that here. Then I think it's saying to base64 for Cottontail. Let's put that into here. Try again. Okay, maybe not. So let's go back down to this section where it was telling us to bring up the web dev tools up to the right, just so it's a bit easier to work with. Go to network tab, and I think it said refresh the page, and it said first request. And let's take a look to refresh the page and select the first response. And it's saying there's the cookie, headers. So the magic question is, what is the password for this level? Login logic. You'll inspect the page and switch to the debugger tab. Match the lock with the respective logic. So if you find helpful comments that help explain what you need to cook in CyberChef. Debugger. We need to go to the static file app.js, and then it is the password login logic. Okay, so First, identify the guard name and encode it to base64. We'll use this as the user input. That's what I did do. So cottontail, which is already there. Next, use the information from the page headers, identify the magic question, and encode it in base64 as well. So what is the password for this level? Use the encode magic question in the chat. So if level 1, CyberChef should be just from base64, or in other words, to communicate, we need to make it base64. So network, and I think it's saying, okay, that's the magic question. So we copy this base64 encoder, and that should be the question. We do that. Got this. So by decoding the answer from the guard, you'll have the plain text password. Okay, we copy that one, paste it here, and we need to do from base64 instead of 2. And it says here's the password, which is this. Now add that back to the clipboard, paste that here, and submit. And apparently it didn't work. Or maybe I need to do from base64 again. I am so fluffy. Now paste that in as the password. There we go. Now we got it. What is the password? I am so fluffy. And now onto the second one. So I assume it's just the same process again, where we go to network tab, look at this, and there should be, actually we need to go outer wall. Network tab, we look at this, and we have the magic question. Did you change the password? We put that to here and then to here. But now for level 2, we need to find what recipe should be. So that is double from base64. So we need base64, then base64 again. I guess, no, that should be 2 base64, then 2 base64. We copy that. Clipboard. Send that. We have this one now. So we copy it from there. And now we do from base64. Is that the, I don't know if that worked. I'm missing something here. So this level nudges the difficulty up a little bit, but don't worry, we'll figure it out. Then extract the magic question and retrieve the encoded password. Okay, maybe I didn't need to do it twice for this. Now let's get back to the question. Network tab, you change the password, copy value, and then we'll do 2 base64 once and try that one. Okay, well it didn't get response. Let's do another one. See if it responds to this. No, it doesn't appear to be responding. Maybe we try reload level 2. Oh, okay, so when virtual machine went out, I think. Yeah, attack box is fine, but the virtual machine died. So I need to start that back up. Okay, now it's back up. I need to go back to here and into this all in again. So I got the base64 login. Password was I am so fluffy. Okay, back to the level 2 one. Now so we've got the magic question. We will try to do a single to base64 to see what it does, and then send the message. That appears to be correct. And now with this one, we grab it, put to here, and now it's 2 from base64s. I've got this. Here's the password. And then now this one is 2 base64s. I told you to change it. Let's grab this password and just submit it. So we've got it there to reference again. If you go here and just press enter, see what the username is. So the username will decode to caret. Let's see if it's talking about just 1 base64 decode or encode, or 2. Go here and do 2 base64. Copy that, put that here. So that's the username. And the password is I told you to change it like so, and that worked. So it seems like the username is just 1. I'm not sure when this happened in the video, but delete that. Okay, well that's strange. Very curious to see how long that's been in there for. Okay, so now go to guardhouse, which is level 3. We've got, grab the question. So we'll go back to here. Guardhouse. Okay, decode key is CyberChef. Let's take a look at debugger to see what the level 3 one is. Okay, so from level 3, it's from base64. And then XOR onto it. Okay, so let's do username first, which is long is. So we'll grab that, take that the username, submit it to see what it comes up with. So from this locker onwards, there is no magic question, but sometimes you can ask the guard nicely to give you the password. Still need to be decoded as per the logic. Be aware that the guard may sometimes fall asleep or take a long time to respond, so keep the message short. Maybe we'll do, what is the password? 2 base64. Put that there. That doesn't look right. Maybe we send that instead. Okay, so after a while, it finally responded back. So we will copy this and we will retrieve coded password. So from base64, it is a matter of considerable importance. Focus on the crimson stone. Okay, so maybe we'll try this one. It is a matter for the ground. Focus on the path of the silver stream. But maybe I need to try just do the password please that they did. Got no idea what's going on with that response I got. Try that. Okay, hopefully this one now gives actual response from base64. Okay, there we go. So we've got that as our input. We do the logic was enter it, does the XOR and bytes to base64. So for us it's I think the opposite. So from base64 then XOR. So where are you? XOR, and the network tab, the XOR key was CyberChef. CyberChef. Let's try that. Put that under here. I don't think that's right, but try it. Put as a password. No, that doesn't appear to be right. So build the needed recipe to find the plain text password. So from base 64 and XOR CyberChef. It's on hex. Needs to be UTF-8. There we go. Bugs Bunny. So may as well paste that here, and now inside here, just type in Bugs Bunny. That's correct. So now onto the next one. So at level 4, username will decode to Lenny. So we'll type in Lenny and base 64. Do base 64. That's the username. And we'll do again password. Please send that to the AI. But for this one, okay, it responded quicker this time. Copy that and from base 64 is given a large this, then from base. Okay, here's the password. And now let's look here for, okay, level 4 is the MD5 password equals expected const. So I'm assuming MD5, do this and get this. Okay, maybe not. Okay, looks like we're meant to, well, looks like this is the MD5. We need to get that correct. So we submit that, do these captures. Correct, and it was password 1. So put that here and now here as well. There we go. And now for the 5th one. So similar thing. Go prison towel, grab the username, get the base 64 of it. This one is now Carl. So enter Carl here and we do base 64. So that's username. And then do the password please again. Send that to the LM and got that back again. And now we change it to from base 64. We have this base 64 right here, and let's look at what the rule is. Okay, so const recipe ID or R1. So in the network, do we have something which specifies which rule? Okay, we've got R3. The R3 is, okay, rotate 13, XOR with key, although actually no, it was base 64 up here. Let's take a look at what it's saying here. So first logic. So I need an extracted key for the XOR. Where does that come from? Let's create a separate window for this so I can actually expand it and look at what's going on. So R3, what is recipe key? Where do you come from? I don't remember seeing you in the network. Okay, wait, that's right there. CyberChef. CyberChef doesn't feel right, but let's take a look. Okay, that's not there. Let's go back to the debugger. So rotate 13 from base 64 XOR key. Do I need to? Maybe it's asking for this for the first question. Okay, just putting this back here just to make sure I got the right thing. That doesn't work. CyberChef is the key. I forgot to do this again. UTF-8. There we go. Put that password here and we'll paste that into here and then we will submit that. And there we go. So now flag should pop up soon, which it did right here. So we will copy that, grab it out and paste it here. And that is everything complete. So that's day 17 of Advent Cyber 2025 complete. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe.